Rolling.
Hey!
Tracking 2, take 1.
Okay, so I'm just gonna be super wide on this one.
Yeah. Action! We didn't want to do it in the studio. We wanted to take it outside the studio. Rolling.
Pull-ups, take 3.
I hate it because I want to talk about it. I can't talk about it too much.
Do this particular thing, you need to be more accurate.
Melee individuals, take AR1.
The idea was, let's make a video demonstrating how the spear actually works and the whole idea of what is the M48 spear.
Well, the first thoughts that came to my mind when the concept for the spear video came to mind was like, yes, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be professional work.
Had it in my head that, you know, I was going to be doing all these things, but then as soon as I got on the set, I just had all that stuff just go totally out the window.
But when we were writing the script for this and we were trying to think of all the different aspects and all the different things that you could do with a spear, we really had to block it out. And we really had to think all the way down to every angle, every second, every part of the video.
So I got on and was like playing around, and then they came back and go, no, that's not quite how it's going to happen. Then they gave me sort of a sequence, how they wanted different targets set up. And it originally started out with like targets, 36, something like that, without doing quick math. So I had to go back and, you know, work on practicing. And we started out with these little makeshift targets, you know, that we cut out and, you know, set up. And I worked on making sure it was a lot more fluid, how I was going to be able to strike. And then it evolved to, from the paper targets up to like these 2-liter targets, which was fun. Because when you thrust one, and even with the sheath on, I was able to make one explode, which was like awesome.
Behind the camera was a lot of fun. Just graduated from college, did a lot of student films there, but this is by far the hardest thing I've ever had to film. We're gonna have, you know, a script, we're gonna have set design, we're gonna record audio, we're gonna have all these cool things that we're gonna be doing. And we're just rolling along, you know, like it's hard work, you know, but I know that it's gonna be worth it. We're rolling along and then it's like, oh, and we need a raw pig. And that was like, put the brakes on, you know. And I started to get a little worried, but once we actually got rolling with that thing, like it actually was like, man, I'm really glad we did that, because that made the video that much more impactful and that much more real, because it's not just swinging a spear around and stabbing 2 liters anymore. It's the point where it's like, okay, this is the real deal. This thing can kill a man. That's when it kind of became real to me, and I kind of realized, you know, this is a genuine survival tool. You could really go hunting with this. Constructing the set. That was like, I literally felt like I was 12 years old again. We got to go out to the woods with machetes and axes that we actually sell here. So we literally just went to the warehouse and pulled them, and went out to the woods, and we're just like cutting down trees, you know. And that was fun. It was like, you know, you feel like a man. You're like, oh yeah, I'm in the wilderness, you know. And then we got the set built. We tested it out, and we came out there again. Like, I think it was maybe 2 weeks after we had it built. And we had just had this terrible storm come through, and a tree, one of the trees that we used, had just straight fallen over. So basically, in order to deconstruct that set, to break it down, to rebuild it, we would have had to have taken everything back down. And I remember us just looking at each other and just being like, no, we're not doing that. So we just like put some extra paracord around where the tree had fallen over, because it hadn't fallen completely over. It was resting against other trees. We just tied some more paracord around it, and then I hang from it again, and we're like, all right, it's good. We're rolling with it.
To be the guy behind the mask was pretty cool. I got to be a kid again, kind of dressed up like Halloween, without Halloween. I have a degree in Taekwondo. I've trained in Okinawan martial arts. I got a 5th degree black belt in a art called Escoshindo Karate. I'm actually one of the highest ranking in that art. I did pro wrestling on the independent circuit. I also do a little bit of Japanese taijutsu. And I guess my daytime job, which I wouldn't really call it a daytime job, is I'm a professional firefighter for the city of Moultrie.
We brought the M48 character or the M48 model concept in, and we gave it to Bobby, and Bobby just took it and ran. We first built the M48 guy, and we brought, I was introduced to Bobby, and I mean, we got this firefighter ninja on board, and he's just taking the spear, and in our initial photo shoots, and we're in the studio, and he's just swinging this thing around, wow, 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 wow. And it's just amazing how what he can do with the spear.
Conditions, well, it was hot, humid. Of course, this is, South Georgia, southeast. So, kind of expected.
I remember one of the executive producers was looking at me early on, and I was telling him that we were going to film basically in July. And he just sort of looked at me like, why did you do that? And I was like, well, it wasn't really my idea.
We did have one of the tech people fall out one time from the heat. The mosquitoes, if there's not a mosquito, then, you're kind of concerned.
That's a whole nother topic in itself. They were the size of helicopters, and you couldn't breathe without sucking one down.
Horrible. Mosquitoes everywhere, and the bugs were everywhere.
I remember Courtney was like allergic to mosquitoes, and she still, she had to do her job, so she's got like DEET, like 40% DEET bug spray. We sell this mosquito net that you can wear on your head. So she's wearing this. I feel bad because I'm not making fun of her. She knew what she looked like, but she's walking around with this mosquito net, and it's really hard to take her serious.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some things. We've got some ideas coming up, and I can't really talk too much about it. All this stuff's behind curtains type stuff.
I can't wait to show everybody what this stuff is capable of, because these things are serious.
I will say, though, that we do have other stuff up ahead that's on the level of the spear, if not way, way beyond the spear.
I can't say, but all I know is I like it.
They're awesome. It's gonna be good.